As required by all other athletes, most football players eat healthy, but Messi's diet nearly killed him. Back in 2003 when he arrived in Barcelona. Even though he was now a professional player, he was still an 18-year-old kid, and eating healthy was the least of his worries. I'm referring to pizza, candies, and cookies. Messi was absolutely addicted to junk food, and as the years passed, his diet only got worse. It was rumored that if someone put fruit, vegetables, or salad on Messi's plate, he'd probably walk out of the room and instead of eating something nutritious or drinking a protein shake after hitting the gym or playing in a game. Messi needed fast food. And worst of all, Coca-Cola things were worsening because Messi couldn't go a day without soda. And what's crazy, he was still establishing as one of the best players in the world. So, what were people going to say? No one said anything. Everyone just let him do his thing until, suddenly, this turned into a serious issue. Messi was keeping it a secret, but in reality, he was in denial and paying the costs because he overlooked his health for years. He would wake up sick every single day, but when he fell ill on the field and shocked the world, it served as the wake-up call he needed. Soon after, Messi went to see his doctor and explained how bad things were. He explained how badly junk food was taking over his life. At that point, Messi and the doctors realized that if he didn't change his diet, his career and his life were in danger. Messi made a commitment to change for his fans, and luckily, he had the right support. It started with Barcelona's manager getting rid of all the vending machines in the team's practice facility. Shortly after, Messi hired a nutritionist to force himself into a healthy diet. Ever since, Messi has changed his lifestyle and is now not just healthy again, but is also boosting his career. Sergio Ramos. The Sergio Ramos type story will change your life because it all began in 2003 when Ramos entered the professional football league as a shy, skinny 17-year-old boy. At the time, no one expected him to become brilliant anytime soon. Not even Ramos. So from that point on, despite the fact that he believed he couldn't live without them, he sacrificed all those late-night McDoubles to double his gains. He just focused on improving himself over the course of the following 15 years, and as a result, he entirely changed the shape of his physique, going from seeming skinnier to us to one of the most ripped, renowned sportsmen ever. This was all made possible by a special formula. During COVID 2020, Sergio made his biggest leap, leaving everyone in awe as to how he went from here to there. It all came down to Ramos getting off his lazy version and grocery shopping by himself. Because he was putting in all these extra hours and hard work, he made sure to buy food to turn himself into a freak of nature. Once he discovered the meals that would make him into a freak of nature, once he discovered the meals that they were effective, it was over for everybody he faced off against. Ramos committed himself to a breakfast of champions 4 times a week. He prepares black coffee, of course, and then eats whole grain bread with turkey breasts, eggs, and fruit. Listen, man, we're talking about Sergio Ramos. This man is literally a machine. 3 times per week he goes through his most strenuous workouts without eating a single thing. But hey, he ain't a complete psychopath. Just like most people, listen, I'm not going to lie to you, man. Even Ramos can't make it through the day without a snack. Our boy has to celebrate a bit. That's when he drinks his favorite strawberry protein shake, and for lunch and dinner he throws together some salad, fish, and steak. But like everyone else, not even Ramos can control and fight his guilty pleasure. Chocolate churros? Yup, you heard it right, every 2 weeks. Masanico Enoa. Unlike Messi and Ramos, some football players had very weird food diets. Like what Masanico Enoa eats is so weird. I almost couldn't even put him in the video. Back in 2006, Masako made his debut in football, and while playing in Japan, he was determined to become one of the best players ever. But there was a problem. You see, Masahiko bounced around more teams than Kendall Jenner. Not gonna lie to you guys, but him playing so bad probably had to do with his poor diet. Unlike most professional athletes, instead of acing in his career, Masahiko wasn't contributing to winning. Instead, he found another way to become famous. He took his diet to another level. He decided to eat containers of ice cream in all courses of meals. Just think about it, dude really thought that eating dessert was gonna make him a better player or something. Don't know if he was going for a record or something, but dude really tried out every single flavor in history. Imagine being remembered for trying out ice cream flavors instead of your professional career. Robert Lewandowski. Next on our list is Robert Lewandowski. Back in 2006, when he was just starting as a football player, people had very high expectations with the guy. No doubt it was because of his parents, as they both were star athletes. So it was assumed that dude had it in his genes to be extraordinary. But however, there was only one problem. Lewandowski was a scrawny 17-year-old kid, who despite leading the Polish 3rd division with 15 goals was seen as a liability. But instead of giving up, our guy used this excuse to fuel himself. He made it his mission to go down in history, and once he got a chance to play professionally, there was no turning back. He decided to start experimenting to achieve perfection in his life. I'm talking about experimenting with diet, his training and sleep. It was no coincidence when the guy came in averaging 20 goals a season in the big leagues. But in 2013, he got the biggest blessing of his life. His wife. She was an athlete and also known worldwide for being a fitness guru, sleep expert, and a nutritionist. She introduced him to the world's best formulas for muscle recovery and peak performance. She made him cut out fat, sugar, lactose, and alcohol. Lewandowski knew he had only one mission, so he rearranged his diet. Nowadays for breakfast, he enjoys porridge for lunch, vegetable spaghetti with beetroot juice and fresh spices. And for dinner usually fresh fish or chicken, but occasionally his wife lets him throw in some snacks like pancakes, brownies, or his favorite drink, matcha tea. And ever since he dedicated his diet, he's not only been having the best seasons of his career, his physique is completely transformed. Like I'm talking so much his teammates literally nicknamed him the Body. So, I think it's safe to say every one of us could use a girl like Lewandowski's. Cristiano Ronaldo. And now the person you have all been waiting to hear about. Cristiano Ronaldo's diet is going to make you question everything you thought and knew about food. Throughout his teen years and his time in Manchester, Ronaldo was a skinny kid. He knew he had to bulk up to earn the respect of those who doubted him and to be an all-time great football player. It was going to take a whole lot more than skill to be one of the greatest players. He committed to the gym and his diet. But this should have been simple, given that Ronaldo is a machine. However, after signing with Real Madrid in 2009, he gave up after getting into a fight with the waiter every time his steak arrived at a restaurant containing even a gram of fat. He also hired his own personal chef, making him eat the same bland meal 6 times a day. I'm talking chicken, broccoli, and rice. Yes, I realize that this man could as well have been eating cardboard. Nevertheless, hey, that's exactly why almost 20 years later it appears that he may not be able to retire until he is at least 60. The man, who recently turned 36, has a body fat percentage of just 7%, which is 3% lower than that of a typical football player. But he has the body of a 20-year-old, so, well, the joke's on you. But listen, Ronaldo isn't a robot. He enjoys a cheat meal occasionally, because he wants young Ronaldo Jr. to have a childhood. They also occasionally get along over some indulgent meals in some of the boys' favorite films. Movie nights with pizza and ice cream are among of the boys' favorites. But don't get it twisted if Ronaldo lets himself take things that far. As soon as his son goes to bed, he has to torture himself with some extra ab workouts. Because it is Ronaldo, man. How can he live with himself if he lets one meal get the best of him? Even though Ronaldo is very strict about his diet, there was that one time cameras caught him breaking his rules. And now the world knows his biggest secret, even he can't resist the urge of some Kentucky Fried Chicken. Ronaldo, how could you, man? I'm disappointed. But hey, at least that didn't land you a hefty fine. Thousands of dollars, such as the one instance when a participant disregarded an entire nation. Or when someone else was racist, and I already understand everything y'all want to learn.